Welcome to another episode of Narayan's BGG podcast. I'm your co-host Gen Z Advay Narayan Sharma,
I'm your co-host Vivek Narayan Sharma,
Gen X.
Gen X.
And in this episode, we'll be talking about peer pressure.
Yeah, very important subject matter. As a matter of fact, in a study conducted by NIMHANS, which is the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, 75 Indian teenagers feel the pressure of having perfect social media profile. In another study conducted by National Career Services, that is NCAS, 50% Indian youth feel pressure to choose traditional career paths. Similarly, in an international study conducted by National Institute on Drug Abuse, 47% high school students internationally taste or start alcohol due to peer pressure. And same is true for smoking. So we are in a world where a lot of peer pressure is exerted or taken by the youth. So today we are going to talk about some of portion of it would be with regard to effect, the reasons, and the coping mechanism. So Advay, over to you.
Yeah. So I faced this kind of I've felt it during some interims of my school years, or maybe during summer vacations. Summer vacation is where people do lots of exciting things while I'm the one who is doing basically nothing. But this is just a common thing. But now, what happens in the school is that if I miss out on something, like there is a popular club that is hosting its inductions and I don't want to participate in that, but most of the classmates inside my class do participate in that. They get so much of experience while I'm the one who is missed out on that. So I don't have FOMO here, but the thing is that I have been left out.
But then
So
it is a FOMO.
Yeah. I don't.
You may think that it is not a FOMO, but as you say, that when you feel you are left out, then that is creating an effect.
There's
And
also
that effect is called FOMO. You can pronounce the full form of the FOMO.
that's fear of missing
Fear
out.
of missing out.
Yes. Another interim is where when I was looking at my social media and I saw one of the stories from my Instagram friends that they have hanged around with each other in dinner parties, and they were going to various kinds of sanctuary or park. Something which I could have also.
But you were not invited, or you did not plan.
I didn't
So
plan
therefore you
invited. I just didn't.
So this creates FOMO, means fear of missing out. Another thing is that you feel pressure on you that you should also do this.
Yeah, I feel in the urge that in order to get your friends back, you have to do these things which requires lots of time spent.
Yeah, as we talked about international studies and national studies, which talked about that a lot of peer pressure with regard to having good social profile, or traditional career path, or to start alcohol, or to smoke other things. So all those kind of things are there. But tell me your feeling with regard to these kind. Means there is a peer pressure with regard to creating a social profile or a friendship profile. What is your feeling right now? You express that you feel this kind of pressure or FOMO is created in your mind. So how do you deal with it?
So this kind of form, the thing that I do whenever I face these kinds of peer pressure is the fact that I first go on to where did they go, which activity they participated, and I would imagine if I could have participated in the activity, then what would I experience it. First of all, I have to first see my fault. If I would resist into participating in any things, then it means that I'm just closed and I'm just confined in this space and I'm not exploring other stuff.
So what is the effect does it bring to you?
It
to the
affects-
person? Maybe
it-
it means feeling low, or sometimes feeling depressed, or feeling unwanted.
Yeah, these
are the
things I don't feel at all.
Oh, very good.
But what I feel commonly is that in fact that I feel outcasted from the rest of the group.
Okay.
I feel that I'm.
But outcast is a situation.
I mean to say.
So how
different.
does it affect your brain? How does it affect your mental capability, or or your performance in regard to your the social work or your sport.
During the years when I lost the scholar badge, I would feel very much isolated with myself.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, yes. Because during the time, most of the people who get the scholar badge, they go on various kinds of practice for the ceremony. And
so in effect, if we look at the larger population data, the effect of peer pressure is generally means it brings some sort of depression.
Yeah.
It creates a feeling of low about your own self, feeling of shallowness, and then therefore it will converts into the non-productivity in your basic day-to-day works, including school work, in your sports performances and other things. Did you work on this? What would be the mechanism to deal with it?
So mechanism.
The coping mechanism.
I barely got it through. I just have this kind of one mechanism is that I would try to do cycling in case if I don't get to do
so
golf.
means diverting yourself. Diversion is a good mechanism.
Yeah.
Another thing means creating some bodily activity where you could exert yourself so that the mind opens up. If you were talking about barbarian effect.
Yeah, so this is the
Barbie effect.
Yeah,
Barbie
this
effect.
This is related to some kind of peer pressure that is going on around social media, not just by the AI algorithms who recommend which content goes to masses. It's also about how real people actually react to it. So people want superficial beauty. They want six packs from boys, and they want hourglass figures from girls.
Oh. Well, in my case, I was self-motivated. I had the six packs. I had more than six packs.
But
at my time, when I was in college and when I was in school, but there was no peer pressure on me. There was nobody that I was seeing that I wanted to be like him. No, my motivation factor was Bruce Lee. So I really liked him. I really used to improvise like he used to fight, and then therefore means I became a very good fighter during that period. So no one in my surrounding was good enough to really inspire me to do something they are doing. So I was self-sufficient and self-happy in my case. But I don't know what is your case. You talk about.
So the case is like the people are desperate into doing these kinds of attempts. They can do anything to achieve this goal within a matter of short intervals of time, instead of just keeping it as a progress and persisting for long.
So they will not assess whether it is right for them or not. It may be right or may be wrong. Suppose at the nascent stage, at the time of when you are 16, 18 or 20, if you are having alcohol, you are having smokes, it is going to affect your health in the long run, because your the internal body parameters, organs, they need some sort of development and strength. And if you start early, then there are high chances that you are going to damage yourself very heavily.
Yeah.
So these things can happen, and therefore we are moving towards a population where, if suppose the youth is going to have these kind of peer pressures and going into the depression, or using these coping mechanisms like using alcohol or smokings and all, so they may think in the beginning that it is a good way to cope, but it is not. The coping mechanism, as you said, you go for cycling, go for some physical activity, go read some good books.
Yeah.
There are various kind of fiction. You like, you read something.
If you don't get to talk with your friends, talk with nature at least.
Talk with your family at the same time. So like in our case, the coping mechanism, for the purpose of that, this particular channel was started. Means we started Narayan's BGG for the purpose so that Advay and me could talk, and he could hear me, I could hear him, and without any intervention of any outside surrounding. And he could also try to understand in the public space that what I am saying, and it has this particular the method has really and remarkably helped us develop a great bond and great understanding.
Yes.
So that's another way of coping. Means talk, communicate with each other.
Learn communication.
Yeah,
that's basic.
So you want to say something more, Advay?
So personally, that I also saying that you to also talk with nature in case if you don't get time to talk. Like there's some trees available in your park.
Yeah.
in your area.
Nature is
Yeah.
beautiful.
It is
And
beautiful.
nature provides the impetus of mind. It makes the mind beautiful. If you are able to appreciate nature, if you are able to enjoy nature, you are really going to be happy. And happiness is within you. You need to discover it, and then you need to plant the tree of happiness within yourself. It will start with a happiness. Smile for your own self. Look at the mirror. Smile for yourself, and that's how you plant the tree of happiness, and you're always happy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So to close on this, I would say there were once Steve Jobs remarkably said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your inner voice." So it is very, very important. Find your inner voice, discover it, be comfortable with it, recognize it. It will tell you what is right and wrong, and have that kind of composure, discipline, and strength that you could follow your inner strength, inner voice. And once you are able to do it, there would be no peer pressure which will work. One finest example that I will give from my own life. So I would not accept any challenge from anyone in my surrounding. People who would come to treat me badly, or people who would come to make me feel unhappy about their humors, they would go themselves, with sad faces, because no one was there who could, treat me that way. And I was very humorous, and I was very happy to give them back what they brought to me. But I will not accept that. I will give them back immediately and not keep anything in my mind. So my mind was always easy, free flowing, and nobody affects my mind. So I don't allow anyone to penetrate my mind. So this is my technique, and it has immensely worked.
Yes, and since this quote came from one of the greatest innovators to have ever lived in humankind, so this is also about like how to free up, and that's how innovation works. Without any kinds of loads in the mind, you're free to like experience things which one has never seen.
Yeah. So you need to free yourself from pressures, any kind of pressures. Think of pressure as a problem and find a solution. And peer pressure is just one of them. So there should be no peer pressure. Of course, if suppose a thing is required in your reasoning to be done, then do it.
Yes.
If it is not required to be done in your reasoning, so don't do it just because there is a peer pressure.
Just because one person has
Be smart, be intelligent in your expressions, in your way of living. So this is what I had done at my youth, and this is what I think you're also trying to do, and I'm really very happy about it.
So as far as I can say,
so final comment you can say, and then we close it for our audience.
So, before I went it, like in this beautiful class of mine, like class 11th, I haven't changed any subject from now. I'm still keeping maths because it's like a form of art of me. But since my friends are from legal studies, I had the certain urge that I should drop either maths or computer science for legal studies, but I didn't. Because I paid close attention to it, and I saw to myself that I still do well in maths, and I can do anything to make
maths,
it as an art.
Maths makes the mind beautiful, wonderful.
So it's
somehow I feel like that.
Yeah.
And I was very happy with using maths, and when I'm very happy that you are having maths, because it has made me what I am.
Yeah. So don't mindlessly drop the subject just because one of your friends are in it.
Yeah, this is also very, very important perspective. So dear friends, with this we will sign off today.
Yes.
All the very best. We will see you in the next week. Sayonara.
Signing off.
Bye.